Hello, Mr. Cruz. Welcome to the Treaty of Versailles documentary.
By Tania, Almanza, Aracely, Camacho, and Yasmin Hernandez. The Tay Group.
Before the Treaty of Versailles, to create a treaty for the ending of the war, there has to be a war and the causes. There were four main causes: militarism, alliance systems, imperialism, and nationalism. Materialism was a belief or desire of a government or people that a country should remain a strong military capability and be prepared to use it aggressively to defend or promote national interests. An alliance system was alliance is when countries join forces or work together to achieve a certain goal. Imperialism is a policy of extending a country's power and influence through diplomacy or military force. Nationalism was identification with one's one nation in support of its interests, especially to the exclusion or detriment of the interests of other nations.
The alliance system, the main cause. Debatably, the title of the main cause can be attributed to the alliance system. The alliance system was made up of two groups: the Central Powers, which included Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy, and Turkey. The second group was the Allied Powers, which included Russia, France, Great Britain, and the United States. These alliances and treaties created tension that was easily sparked with the assassination of Franz Ferdinand, the Archduke of Austria, and was next in line for the throne. He was assassinated by Gavrilo Princip, who was a part of the Black Hand.
The end of World War I. World War I officially ended with the signing of Treaty of Versailles on June 28, 1919. Negotiated among the Allied powers with little participation by Germany, its 15 parts and 440 articles reassigned German boundaries and assigned liability for reparations. The Big Four Powers. The winning countries of the World War I required themselves to come up with a plan for rebuilding Europe and ensuring ongoing peace for the future. They met at the Paris Peace Conference in 1919 to develop and agree upon a peace settlement. For 12 months, the conference lasted until the creation of multiple treaties, but the main one was the Treaty of Versailles. Furthermore, the four main powers involved in this creation included Great Britain, Italy, France, and the United States.
Prime Minister of Great Britain, David Lloyd George. Lloyd George desired an agreement which would satisfy the desire of the people of Britain to push the enemy, but no cause Germany to seek revenge in the future. Therefore, British citizens strongly pushed for this peace settlement.
Prime Minister of France, Georges Clemenceau. Since France suffered the most during the war, they wanted revenge for the damage to their country. Clemenceau saw the Treaty of Versailles as an opportunity to achieve that revenge and compensation. This is Prime Minister of Italy, Vittorio Orlando. And this is the President of the United States, Woodrow Wilson. Though the U.S. only fought for a little over a year, Wilson believed that the Germans should be punished through the treaty. Wilson then created a 14-point peace proposal to help the world achieve peace. However, this 14-point peace was unsuccessful, and the only point that was taken in consideration was the League of Nations that is still alive today.
Terms against Germany. As an attempt to end the war, the Treaty of Versailles came with many terms against Germany. The first was war guilt. In this term, Germany had to accept all the blame for starting World War I, despite the fact that Austria was the first country to declare war. All the deaths of 9 million soldiers was on the hands of Germany. Along with the guilt, Germany was forced to give up all their colonies. In addition to this, the Treaty of Versailles prevented Germany from having an army large enough to invade again. Their army size was limited to only 100,000 men who volunteered, no tanks, aircrafts, or submarines, and were given a maximum of only 6 battleships as opposed to 48. Adding on to all pro, prohibit, provisions, Germany was forced into paying money to other countries as compensation. Finally, the last term of the treaty was a requirement of the League of Nations. The idea of it was to be an open forum, where world leaders could discuss their problems to sort them out instead of having a war.
As the treaty consisted of many terms against Germany, Germany's reaction was very negative. They hoped the treaty would be more in line with Wilson's 14 points, but that wasn't how it happened. They had hatred towards having to take the responsibility for the start of the First War. They resented that it was forced to sign the treaty without any negotiations of the terms, angered by the exclusion from the principle of self-determination. Germany continued to disagree with the reparations and especially the territorial losses. The German population was then angered by the treaty and wanted to see it revoked. Hitler then used this to great effect and led his people to have a hatred towards a group of people, which led to the all of the Holocaust. World War II. And here you can see how the man is stepping away from the Treaty of Versailles. He is wearing a hat that says Hitler Party, and that just shows how Hitler was against the treaty and was on all for going towards the opposite goal. It always did what the treaty asked it not to do, and this cartoon clearly proves it. He was trying to slither out of the treaty, finding loopholes. Germans described the treaty as a dictated peace. Instead of a negotiation, they saw the Treaty of Versailles as an execution, which made sense as they were not in any way asked or had the right to look over the treaty before they had to sign it.
Ultimately, the Treaty of Versailles commenced as a start of world peace. Many countries agreed and hoped for a world without wars, but with all the terms the treaty consisted of, many say that the Treaty of Versailles was a major document that led to further tragedies.
These further tragedies were the economic destruction of Germany, and eventually they ignored all of the treaty and began to build the army, which would become Hitler's Nazi army, and this would lead to World War II. This is the end of our documentary.
We hope you learned something from it.
Thank you for watching. Bye.